Welcome to Forgotten Hollywood. The other day, I went with my husband and brother in law to see The Flash, and I thought I would give it a quick and honest review. For a movie that took so long to make, went through so many directors, had the graphics level of a PS2, and a lead actor with the moral compass of a rabid raccoon, it wasn't that bad, at least as far as modern superhero movies go. Some of the plot details left me a little confused, but there were some great performances, mostly from Ben Affleck, Jeremy Irons, and Michael Keaton. The action sequences, for the most part, were good, though I'm not sure how believable it is for a 70-year-old man to be able to move like that, even if he is Batman. Granted, it was very obviously not Michael Keaton flipping around beating up the bad guys. For those of you who care, 9 times out of 10, if you can't see the actor's face while the character is doing something dangerous, it's not the actor. Unless it's Tom Cruise or Jackie Chan, but that's for another video. I think the most off putting part was the style of humor. There were times I felt more like I was watching Looney Tunes with sex and drug jokes. For example, they would have a scene where a lot was happening, build up to a big reveal, and then literally drops to a crawl for humor. Fine for Wile E. Coyote, but it felt more like hitting a wall in a superhero movie. The younger version of Flash was the worst part of the movie for me. Shazam is supposed to have the mind of a kid, and he was more mature than this college student.
Hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Yeah, his name is Captain Sparkle Fingers.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not my name. Hey, we should hang out. We're like the same age. Oh, okay. I'm out.
Yeah, young Barry was less mature than that. In most scenes, he gave the impression he was high, but then made comments about not wanting to be drugged. Since I thought he was on drugs and even made a joke about doing drugs, it was all just confusing. Michael Keaton's Batman may have been the best part of the film, but I did enjoy the brief scene with Jeremy Irons' Alfred. It had the right level and style of humor, up until the building started collapsing. A bad pun followed by worse CGI. You would think that with the budget they had, they might have been able to afford better effects, but I've never seen a CGI baby that looks like anything but a creepy animatronic doll or something out of a cartoon. Why does nobody get babies right? The plot was okay on paper, but the execution made things just feel off. I know Bruce Wayne 89 explained it with pieces of spaghetti, but Doc Brown still made more sense with his theory of time travel. I know this is how it's done in the comics, but honestly, it sounds like they just made stuff up as an excuse to include as many different heroes from as many different eras as possible. Fan service on steroids. Much of The Flash felt like a parody of superhero movies. Even during some of the more serious parts, we still had to deal with the goofy teenager and a team leader who didn't know how to lead. The older Batman did step up to an extent, but he was still following Barry's lead on just about everything. The other member of the team was an emotionally unstable Kryptonian, not that she had any reason to be stable with her backstory. It would take too long to cover all the things that bothered me about this movie, especially since most of the issues I had were with small details. For example, Barry tells irritating teenager that they're going to find Batman. After a long conversation with Bruce, irritating teenager freaks out when he realizes they're talking to Batman. A while later, Batman soups up and irritating teenager freaks out again because he's Batman. Seriously, how many times do they have to go through this? Another detail is that Barry talks to Bruce on the phone and tells him it's good to hear his voice, but it turns out to be a different Bruce Wayne than what he's used to. For the record, they don't sound the same. How did he not notice? Lazy writing for the sake of humor. All in all, was the movie terrible? No. It wasn't exactly Shakespeare, but I've seen worse. Am I rushing out to see it again? No. I don't mind humor in superhero movies, even if it's corny, like in Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Bad vibrations?
If it's done well and fits the mood of the film, it works. The problem with this movie is that the mood was all over the map. So at times the jokes worked, and other times Let's just say there was more than a few times I was looking for a clock to see when it would be over. That's my take on it. If you're a fan of goofy humor and people in capes, you might just love the movie. If not, give it a pass. As a conclusion to the DCEU, I feel like they could have done better, but when they started out, I don't think this is what they were planning to go out on. Like it or hate it, this is the final chapter of this saga. Only time will tell if the next iteration of our favorite heroes will step up or fall flat. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite superhero movie? I'm partial to the Adam West Batman myself. Let me know yours in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, and I will catch up with you next time.